You know how yearbooks have that thing called yearbook superlatives? Back when I was in high school, there would always be one yearbook superlative that I would win. Cringy faces aside, this happened every single freaking year.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about that, but let's get into the video.
Hi internet best friends and welcome back to my sleepover. In today's video we're going to be talking about the topic that you guys requested, and I still cannot believe that I'm going to be sharing all of this on the internet, but you guys wanted it. In this video I will be telling you guys two most important things to keep in mind when flirting, and then I'm going to give you guys some flirting hacks, and without further ado, let's get into this video. The first and the most important advice that I can give you guys to focus on having fun. Flirting is supposed to be subtle, light, and fun. Don't focus so much on like, how do I impress this person? How do I get this person to like me? Instead, just catch yourself thinking that and replace the thought with, how can I have fun in this situation? And how can I make this fun for me? And when you're genuinely enjoying the interaction, being playful, and that fun energy is contagious to the people around you, it's going to make them feel good and more drawn to you. If you tend to be really anxious in social or crush situations, one tip that I can give you guys in this video to help you with that is to listen to music that makes you feel really confident right before that interaction is about to happen. Jam out to a song for like 2 minutes and go at the interaction with the mindset of, how can I have fun and I'm a freaking $1,000. At the same time, one little thing that I can tell you guys that I used to do is watch edits. You know, those like badass girl edits, they always put me in such confident, fun, and flirty mood. The second most important thing to keep in mind when flirting is to keep it subtle. When you're overdoing it, it's not flirting anymore, it just becomes cringe. And I think we've seen this in so many TV shows and so many movies thus far. It should be like, does she like me? Like, she's kind of doing that, but I'm not quite sure. At that point, not just like throwing yourself at someone. If you are in person at school, if you guys are together in an annoying or a funny situation, you can look over at your crush and give them kind of like a knowing look. Like something that says that like, dude, this is so annoying, but at the same time, I got you, we're in the same situation. What this does is it kind of gives you guys like a shared experience together and bonds you over something. But if you look at them and they're not looking, don't worry about that. Just like quick glance and look away. This next hack can be kind of overlooked, but it is simple and effective, trust me. If you see them wear some specific shirts all the time, maybe they always wear a specific accessory, or maybe they have a tattoo, you can compliment them. And then if you feel like it's something that could have a story behind it, just ask them about it. Be like, hey, I always see you wearing that bracelet. Is there some kind of story behind it? They will be happy to share it because people love talking about themselves. Hey, what's up?
Hey, I wanted to ask, you know how like movies show a lot of those like hair flirting things?
Dude, that's like exactly what I'm about to put in my YouTube video. I'm gonna show it to you right now. This next flirting hack is for all of my girls out there. A big part of flirting, as you might see in some movies, is the hair. So I'm going to give you guys two of my favorite hair flirting moves that I like to use and that I think are kind of cool. The first one is the hair flip.
Wait, so I know it looks ridiculous in the movies, but like, let me show you. It's not like going crazy with it and like doing all these crazy moves. It's more like just casual flip in the conversation, like to the point the other person doesn't even notice it, you know?
And the second one is putting your hair up in a ponytail or a bun and then taking it out. This is especially really good if you guys are sitting in front of your crush, or if you're sitting somewhere near them or next to them and they're like eyesight level. Just like do kind of like this and then take ow. Yeah, don't do what I'm just doing right here. And then like take it all out and let it down. This next one you can use whether you're texting, whether you're FaceTiming, whether you're in person school, whether you're in online school, but I feel like with online things this works way better. So this one is, first, if you guys are snapping on Snapchat, you can send them a snap with wet hair. Not in the shower though, just in your room. It has to be subtle, but at the same time wet hair gives off that like shower connotation, and it's kind of like a really flirty kind of snap to send. You could also sit in on online class with wet hair or show up to FaceTime with wet hair. This next one is a classic, but it is also a little bit tricky to do because it can be easy to go a little overboard with this. So a classic flirting move is always to touch the other person. It doesn't have to be like holding hands or whatever like too out there things that you know of. Let's say the person made a joke, you can just easily while laughing like touch them on their arm, or if you guys are friends or kind of cool, you can kind of like mess with their hair. One of the most important things to keep in mind when flirting is to read the person, observe their body language, and see if it will be okay to do whatever you're about to do. As we get into the next tip, I'm going to tell you guys a story when I didn't do that and I really messed up. So this next hack is, if you guys are cool, you guys can write something on their notebook. This I've seen more from like the guy's side usually, but anyways, here's to the reading the person part. I used to kind of like this guy and we had this like study class together, and usually it would be a thing that like we would just like mess around, and usually he was in a pretty good mood and he would initiate things. But this one time he comes into that classroom pretty stressed, so my stupid dumb self back then was like, oh, maybe I can like lighten up his mood, or maybe I can be like that person that like is going to make his day. I don't know, did I think he liked me? No, obviously he didn't. I didn't like him that much either. So I go to sit next to him and he clearly like moves away a little bit. He's like, dude, I'm stressed. And I'm like, oh, you can tell me about it. He's like, nah, I really don't want to. And then I start like drawing on his notebook. Dude, he got so angry. He pretty much took all his stuff and left the classroom. Great way to mess up. I still remember that to that day. And the next hack is to apply lip balm or lip gloss in front of your crush. I love this one, you guys, because guys tend to like steal your lip balm when you're doing this, or they get like really interested, especially if your lip balm is something kind of cool like this, like it's in a ball shape, and your crush might end up playing with it or like stealing it away from you and putting it on himself, which low-key is kind of like a sign that he might like you. This next hack that I have for you guys is to ask them to help you with something. If they're like twirling their pen and you're sitting next to them, you can be like, wow, that's so cool. I always wanted to learn how to do that. Can you teach me? It's a really good one if you guys can't do it. Just like don't do this all the time and don't play the damsel in distress, because then that gets way too annoying. But I hope that the things that I told you guys were able to help you out. One thing that I want you guys to keep in mind is that don't do all of these at the same time. Choose like 1, 2, or 3 and maybe like practice some of them beforehand so you know how to do it like properly and subtly. So this is my flirting Bible from Yearbook's Biggest Flirts to you guys.